Welcome to the Gear Slum.
Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
Whoa, that was weird.
Yeah, your internet is bad.
Me?
Yep. You keep cutting out. And I am on like public internet in my hotel, so. But I know because I see Phil's face go like, whoop, whenever you
That
cut out.
seems dubious.
Well, it also shows your connection strength as red, which we all know red is
Where's
bad.
that?
Now it's yellow.
How do you
I don't
know
know.
that?
In Zoom, it has the little 4 bars next to your name.
Ooh,
Oh,
it does.
I don't see any bars
Mine
next
doesn't
to my
have
name.
bars.
Yeah, look on the bottom left corner. Like,
Bottom left corner.
oh, maybe you have to be like in the view of
Oh, yeah,
showing
maybe.
like multiple people
I see.
or showing a single person.
Show myself. Stop showing this guy. I want to see
We're
If
all
you-
married men. singles here.
Well, it doesn't show mine. Anyway, you
We're
want to
just
start
like-
over then?
I think it's great so far, honestly.
I think we're doing a bang up job.
I feel pretty
And
good
I'm
about
Cole.
what we're doing here.
We slum it hard, so you don't have to.
Nordique's hat behind me. No big deal.
Is that a famous person?
So, listeners,
The
no,
Nordiques
that's the-
were the question, the correct response on Jeopardy today.
Oh,
Was
what was it? Oh,
Quebec
serious?
City. It was about teams, former cities, and the one was the Colorado Avalanche. And the correct.
What
answer
other
was-
ones did they ask about? Did they ask about any other NHL ones?
No, they had the Indianapolis
Jazz,
Colts,
maybe?
Indianapolis Colts,
Those used to be Baltimore Colts, I believe.
Baltimore Colts. Yep, the LA Dodgers was one.
Used to be the Brooklyn
Yep.
Dodgers.
And then there was the Atlanta Braves.
Used to be the Brooklyn Braves.
Nope.
Yeah, where did the Braves? Were they called the Braves?
So the guy said
Cleveland Braves.
the guy said Boston, and that was incorrect because they specified you need like the immediate predecessor city, which was Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Braves.
Were they the Boston Braves? Before
Boston
that?
Braves, yeah. So
Dude,
that's when Babe Ruth was on the Boston Braves, and he was traded to New York.
oh yeah.
And
Oh, so that's
when,
when
the curse
first
started. Yeah, it was
because the Red
before
Sox didn't even
pre-Red
exist.
Sox. Yeah.
Do you remember where you were when that trade happened, Phil? You old
I
piece
think I
of
was.
garbage.
I think I was courting your mom.
Oh.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Courting, because that's what we did back then.
Yeah.
Courting, not
remember
courting.
when people did that in like the 90s
Courting.
too in certain
Courting is like
circles.
courting is like a Japanese thing. It's like a weird.
Yeah,
It was
I
the
wanna
you
get
beat
it
each
was
other
a-
with cords.
It was a Burnigan thing for a while. Remember? Where the Burnigans doing the courting rituals?
Yes.
Is that like soaking?
No,
soaking their
we
cord.
we all collectively kissed dating goodbye for a couple years.
Oh yeah, you just called it. That's in your and you're like, yeah, this is my beautiful bride, my
no,
super
but
hot
so
wife.
this dude, are you familiar with? You know who Joshua Harris is, Cole? This is like some good Burnigan.
I'm
trivia.
sure he does not.
Yeah, give me the Burning
So
stuff here.
in the 90s, this dude Joshua Harris, who was like a young pastor man who was like early 20s.
Oh,
wrote
was it
this
Young
book.
Pastorman?
Yes,
He wrote a
yes.
book called I Kissed Dating Goodbye.
Dude.
And the point of the book is that dating is bad,
Too casual.
too casual, and
Yeah.
too
See?
risky. Like you could easily
Like you could easily
accidentally have
act-
sex.
Yeah, your hand could accidentally slip inside someone's bra
Yeah.
or
So
something.
the process was you're supposed to
Were
like,
there-
court the person that you're going to
Yeah.
marry, and you're not supposed to like kiss or hold hands, even really.
Mhm.
And you're only supposed to go on like chaperoned dates.
Yeah.
So it feeds into this idea that men are incapable of controlling themselves, which then also helps them feel
Yeah.
better about just like sexual assault because they'd be like, well, I should have had a chaperone. If so, I wouldn't have committed this assault, you know.
So then this dude like later renounced the book.
That's shocking.
And he was like, but he was still like a pastor. And then
pastor, I barely know her.
A few years after that, he like renounced his faith and religion altogether.
Yeah.
And then a couple years after that, he came back and he started like this online class that you could buy to help you deconstruct.
Yeah.
So this is exactly
he couldn't.
Oh, this is like when bands, when they're like, oh, this is our farewell tour. And then a few years later, they're like, man, we actually need money now because we never learned how to do a real job.
Kind of, but he like kept coming back with like a different like what he had done before.
It would be like this though. It would be like if your first band was like, we're a new metal band singing about how much country sucks.
Yeah,
all of our songs are about country sucks.
And or like if you're a punk band and then you come back and you're a pop artist or whatever.
It's like if you're like a Christian ska band originally, and then you're like, okay, now, and then you're like, no, ska actually is terrible. Now I'm a Christian punk band.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you're like, well, actually, I'm not Christian at all. I'm just regular punk.
Yeah.
And then you were like, now I'm going to teach all of you how to be punk if you
yes. Yes.
And not Christian.
Not Christian, just punk.
Right.
I'm going to teach all the other Christian punks how to be regular punks.
Yeah.
It's interesting that well, and I get it because
I like regular punks as a thing.
Like I think that people who are still a part of a faith, they are too dismissive a lot of times of people who leave and say that like, oh, well, they never believed anyway, or this is just because they're lazy or they didn't want to put in the work or whatever. And like, I don't think that's true at all. Or that's probably true of some of them, but very few of them, I think.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, like, I get that you are giving up a huge part of your life, something that was very significant to you. And it's not like people that are still in the faith would like to believe that like, oh, they were never really one of us. Because then it's easy because they also have doubts, right? We all have doubts. And then it's
right.
I don't want to actually confront
like,
that
would never happen to me because
but it bothers me when people act like it's a hard thing, right? Like there are some people who were like, I always hated the church. I only went because my parents made me and now I left and that's great. But a lot of people, it was like, they really had questions that then like, basically they abandoned their faith and it's not easy, right? Like,
it's like that's like two different things. Like there's the people who were there and then they left, but those people kind of just like stop being a part of it. It's not like they don't usually like talk about it really in the same way. Or like if you never cared, you're not going to deconstruct because there's nothing.
There's nothing to deconstruct.
You're like, that was my parents and I don't care, whatever.
So I get it, like why that becomes a big part of their personality because it like used to be such an important thing to them. And there's trauma associated with it for some of them. But I do think that there's a lot of, just like every kind of trauma, I think there's a lot of like third party, like empathetic trauma that maybe doesn't, that like, I don't know. I think somebody will hear somebody else's bad experience in whatever it might be, in a church or whatever it might be. And then like, oh, that's going to be my crusade because they had that bad experience, even though I never had any bad experiences or whatever, you know?
Right.
Which like, that's important to not, certainly not silence somebody else's experience. But I find myself doing that sometimes. Like I was talking about this for missions. Like for some people, missions are like traumatic in a lot of ways, right? But it was really good for me. And like, I could
totally see how you would get a ton out of like an LDS mission experience. And I could totally see how it would be traumatic. Like I could see, it seems like very,
like it wasn't traumatic for me at all, but like you hear from enough people for whom it was traumatic. And then you hear about someone going on a mission and you're like, oh man, I hope it'll be good, And it's like, well, what am I doing? Like, it was really good for me,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a weird, it's frustrating because it's the same with Burnigans, right? That there's so many people that make it their whole life to be ex-evangelical, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a part of you that's like, I get it. That was a very important thing to you, and now it's not. And if there was trauma associated with it, you don't want somebody else to go through that same trauma. But at the same time, it's like, maybe just go on and like live your life, you know? Like, I know that's overly dismissive, but that's how I feel sometimes.
No, I think that's like, you have to find something to like,
because some people just want something to be,
but you have to like have something positive to put your energy into, and not just like your whole life. I think if your whole life is reactive in a negative way to something, that's like exhausting. And
like what's positive, what good comes out of that, you know?
I think it has to do with like, I feel like this is overused, but we use the word tribe now a lot. Mm-hmm.
Like your identity, basically.
Yes.
Like,
but it has to do like the identity in relation to other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
it's very hard to have your own. That's why sports fans exist, right?
Yeah.
Like my son was just saying yesterday, like, it's so fun being in Denver because just wearing Avalanche stuff, everyone's your friend.
Yeah.
Have friends, right? Sorry though, I cut you off.
Well, so when you're like there's this couple that I see a lot on TikTok,
on the internet. Yes. I see couples on the internet sometimes. What site do you go to? Sometimes they're by themselves though. They're not a couple, but
they're former worship leaders,
mm-hmm.
and they are very much evangelical,
mm-hmm.
and they're like, they do a lot of like poking fun at like the born again stuff, and it's he posted a video one time being like kind of sincere, and which was like out of character, and he goes, listen, there's a lot of people that keep commenting like, why, if you're not Christian anymore, that's fine, but why you have to talk about it?
Yeah.
And he didn't say, well, this is my identity now, which it really is. Now
it is.
His identity is being not that thing.
Yeah, right? Ex-evangelical.
However, it's like, well, who can, like, I mean, there's part of me that's like, yeah, like, if you don't like it,
you're defining yourself by what you're not, which is kind of,
yes, it is weird, but there is a huge group of people that are like, oh yeah, me too, and so they're like,
totally. Yeah,
glomming together, like,
and like,
we've got this thing.
Part of what it's the same way with people who are still in a given religion.
Yes, exactly.
Like you get validation from that too, because that there are times when they're like, man, am I making the right decision? And it's like, well, it makes it a lot easier when I surround myself by people who agree with me, just like any decision. Yeah,
like jersey.
Like, hey, it's the same thing. Like if you're this is like very weird. The Mormon church is like, one of the things that's so screwed up about it culturally is there's a lot of like outward things. So like you'll see people leave the church and they'll make a point of like posting about coffee a lot, or constantly, like every picture they take with themselves, they have a drink, like an alcoholic drink or something, or like it's silly that's like a thing, right?
Yeah.
Or even like something as silly as like they're always wearing like tank tops or something.
I was just gonna say
that they're not wearing garments, right?
Look at my shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such a dumb, like, the fact that exists in the church is a problem, because then people look at each other to say like, oh, they're doing this thing that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, which is stupid. But it does, like, there aren't as many of those things in the evangelical churches, right? Like that you can post a picture online that like clearly shows that, hey, I'm not a part of that. Or even like at my high school reunions, for example, like the majority of my graduating class was members of the church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there becomes like this dividing line of people who are drinking and people who aren't.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's extremely weird for someone to have left the church and not drink, because there are some people who are just like, I don't drink, I never really drink or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's not like religious or whatever, it's just like, that's not what I do. But
yeah,
like you almost can't do it, right? Like it's, anyways.
I think people leaving super conservative evangelical circles, it's probably pretty similar to leaving
like, because drinking, like, it doesn't necessarily mean you left the faith totally, but it means you left that sort of group or whatever, right? Because a lot of them are like pretty anti-alcohol, or they used to be, at least 30 years ago, like Baptists or whatever. Like,
yes,
like I grew up like that, and like alcohol was like not even a part of like our family. Like I was talking to my wife the other day. Well, we went to a wedding and they were like, you know, like dancing and drinking after in the reception, and I was like, oh, this whatever.
They're making themselves merry.
Yeah, and then she was like, oh, like
freaking each other.
Like your uncle used to have like parties like this and stuff. I was like, yeah, I guess, but like we always left. Our family would always leave like when the drinking started. Like,
oh,
it's a family party, and then my uncle like has like all his friends, and then like once the sun goes down, like all the family who are like conservative Christians kind of leave, and then my uncle.
See, that's weird though, because to me, I feel like it's a lot more. I don't know. I feel like that's not as much a part of our culture. I feel like if I was ever at a family party or a work party where people work, not for me personally, because it never happened at one of my work parties.
Speaking of phone calls, my phone rang earlier today.
Speaking of calls, good segue.
My phone rang earlier today, and I recognized like the name popped up of the contact, and I was like, I don't think that person is like actually calling me. So I didn't answer it. And then it rang again from the same person. And I was like, there's no way that person's calling me. And then it stopped ringing. And then they didn't text or leave a voice message or anything. So I was like, oh yeah, that was definitely like an accidental dial. And I was like, well, whatever. But then I was like, but that means that person has me saved as a contact. Otherwise, they couldn't have accidentally called me.
But you have them saved as a contact.
Yes.
But how would they act?
What circle of your life did this come from?
It was someone like in the guitar gear world.
Was it Bob Gibson?
Okay.
It was not Bob Gibson. I don't want to say who it was because it's like dorky, but
Fred Taylor?
Tell us.
It was Fred Taylor, yeah.
Paul Reed Smith.
It's Paul Reed Smith, yep.
You have his number. He has yours.
He butt dialed you? Was he making out with someone?
If anyone accidentally butt dials you, like you can feel bad that they don't actually want to talk to you, but you can feel good that they put your name.
How do you like randomly, like where did they show? Oh, because you're at the top of the
I'm at the
alphabetical.
Top. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm like
double A's.
Contacts. Yeah. I get accidentally called people all the time.
Oof. Oh yeah. Plus you have AA in your first name and then AB in your last. Like that is.
I'm way
crap.
up there.
You're at the top.
I'm up there. I'm like the king of butt dials, like getting butt dialed.
Yeah, but that's weird to like you open your contacts. There's like multiple button presses, right? I guess it's butt dialing. Who are these lunatics that don't lock their phone every time they stop looking at it?
Yeah,
well,
I know.
I think it might also be like kids playing with phones.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. Yeah. But who are these lunatics who give their? I've never once given my phone to my child.
Same.
To let them do anything with it.
My kids like find my phone and pick it up all the time, but they don't can't do anything because they can't unlock it.
I don't let my phone more than an inch away from my body at any time ever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like imagine a scenario where your phone is an inch away, but not more than an inch away.
Hey, before
like where it's not
maybe
on your
like
person,
while I'm wiping, I'll set it on the counter.
What about if you like take a shower or something? You have it like you keep it an inch away from you.
I actually have like this headband that I wear and it holds it an inch in front of my eyes.
Okay, you guys, this is I was talking to some of my students, and way too many of them shower with their phone. They
use their phone to shower with?
No. They either
put their scrub phone, their
like they take joint showers with their phone, like they're
showering
with their phone,
and
it's like
just listen.
Maybe
just
gets
listen,
a little freaky.
Aaron, you're not helping.
Aaron,
but even if it doesn't get a little freaky, it's still like kind of freaky just because they're in there together.
No, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, you were the bad guy in that one. Just to
I know, but that was worth it because that was a good one. That was fun.
It wasn't. It was terrible. You basically recycled my joke that I already made and then made it 10 times worse. Okay, Phil, go for it.
I added on to it.
They put their phone in a sandwich bag or they've got a phone that they believe, based on where the water sprays and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, I think it's waterproof enough.
Yeah,
they will just have it.
Let me hit you with this, Phil. I shower with my phone. That I rub soap on it and then use it, like I rub it under my balls to clean them and stuff.
He said within
every phone, every like mainstream phone that has come out in the last probably 5 years is waterproof.
Yeah, I dropped my phone on the toilet the other day and it did nothing to it. It was fine.
Yes. Except got poop on it.
No, the only thing that
so here's what I do.
I had to wait for like the charging port to dry, but that was it.
I think I've seen things, and this didn't occur to me at the time. So I put my phone, I have like a little like a couple shelves that we have all our things on. One is basically like right at eye level, and it's like a little cage, like wire, whatever. I just set my phone there. I have my hockey game going or whatever. And but I've seen things where like people advertise, like, here's a suction cup phone holder thing for the shower. And then every comment is like, we know what that's actually for. And then I'm like, oh, people be J-O-N in the S. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's weird. So let me ask you this.
Why is it weird?
Because we used to do the equivalent of taking your phone in the shower when I was growing up. Because let me ask you this: when you're on the toilet, taking number 2, what are you looking at?
Comic books for me. Oh, now?
Yeah, now.
Still comic books.
You don't look at your phone when you're pooping?
Always looking at my phone.
Right. And then when you go in the shower, you also have your phone, right?
I don't.
I do.
I do not.
I'm saying in the scenario.
I started playing and then it keeps going.
So when I was a kid and I had to poop, I would read the shampoo bottles and read the ingredients, because that's like the only thing to read. And then I would take a shower and I would take the shampoo bottle into the shower with me.
That's where shampoo bottles go, in the shower.
Yeah. So it's the same with the phone. You read it.
I actually had little speakers. I rigged up. I had these little computer speakers, and I rigged up this thing with coat hangers. Like I used pliers to bend coat hangers around the speakers, and then hooked it over the top of the curtain rod.
Oh, nice.
And so they would hang there and play music while I took a shower. Yeah, the phone thing just started like 6 months ago. And I don't remember what exactly I was doing, but I was like, man, I wanted to watch
into something.
Yeah, I was like super into some video, and I hadn't seen the end yet. And I want to see how it ended.
Probably like the playoffs or something.
Playoffs?
The hockey playoffs, like the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, it was something. But at any rate, and it just sat right there on the little thing, and I was like, oh, this isn't bad. And it kind of gets splashed and stuff, but it never gets like, because it's so high. And it's like on the opposite. So like if I'm like looking at it, the shower's hitting my back.
Like secondary.
But here's the downside. Like I'll do that in the morning and I'll be watching the Hockey Guy, which is one of my favorites, or like some other dumb YouTube channel. And then I'll be getting like work
sticks out,
knocking them around.
Bunch of guys pucking.
So
yeah. Then I'll get I get work notifications and it'll like ruin my shower. So it's like that used to be like one of the refuges from work.
Yeah, you're playing with fire.
Damn. So I'll literally and like in my shower, it's like a glass shower, So I'll like set my towel over the top so I can just have it there when I'm done.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll like dry off my hand. I'm in there in the shower. I'll like reach up, dry off my hands, and like grab my phone and like respond to a work text or something like that. And it's like, that's not healthy. No part of that is, or you could as if anything I do is an emergency, right? Like, someone's going to die because the speakers don't sound right or something.
You can like put yourself in like no work mode on your phone.
I know, Aaron. I just don't. I can also just not take my phone in the shower, but I clearly am not doing it. So I have impulse control problems, obviously.
So this is how it came up. This is how I found out that so many of them do this. Also, that Cole does this. But
how did you get on the subject of your students' showering habits?
Because okay, so I can't remember if I mentioned this to you guys. All of a sudden, it feels like it was overnight. All of my kids started wearing socks with their slides. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, wearing socks with their slides, they also have started saying, "Ew, feet! You can't show your feet. That's disgusting. You perv."
Is this new kids or like the same kids started doing this?
Well, I'm just saying like.
But it's like years. Okay.
Yeah, last year
it's not like the exact like the same kids just started doing it.
No.
I see. Okay.
So like now all of a sudden bare feet are pervy. They've all collectively decided.
This is why. This is the effects of internet pornography.
Now, wait a minute. Wait just a second, because
now feet have to be like we gotta like keep something hidden.
Because I started saying, I was like, you guys, don't say that. That's dumb. It's not true.
Don't say that.
And they're like, no, they're like, Mr. Eisenhower, feet are gross. Did you know people buy pictures of feet? And I'm like, you guys, only weirdos do that. Normal people don't pay for pictures of feet. Like that's why would you do that?
Free.
Feet are everywhere. Who cares?
You can find pictures of feet without
They're
paying.
fine. And then one kid goes, "I'm sure. Thank you, Mr. Eisenhower." And then I'm like,
and they're like, "Uh-oh, it's this kid's deal. You were a little too eager to thank me."
And then the other kids start laughing, and I'm like, "What? Wait, what did I just walk into here?" And then they all start saying, "Jacob sends us. He Snapchats pictures of his feet
in the
shower every single day." It's like his thing.
Kids are the best, man. I freaking love
every day in the shower. He takes a picture of his feet, like over the shower drain, so it's clear that's where he's at, and then he sends it to like every single person in his contacts on Snapchat. And they all like, so they're all like, "Oh, Jacob," and then he's like,
classic Jacob.
Yeah,
that's great. And he's the one who doesn't have a foot thing. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing that publicly to everyone, right?
Yeah. What's funny is like he could do
perfect cover
and like not go to jail, but he also gets to have this joke of like, everybody says I'm being pervy, but hey, I'm not. Like,
it's just feet.
It's just stupid feet, you guys. But like,
that does, like, the fact that it's almost worth it. Just the fact that like he got to experience that, where you were the one defending that as a premise, and he was like, "Thank you." Yeah. Like that is such a good payoff of that joke. It's so good, dude. Like finally somebody,
Yeah. And it's
that's so good.
And it's the old man English teacher.
Exactly, like the creepy old man.
The creepy.
See,
is that what they call you?
Mr. Eisenhower is on my side on this, so it must not be creepy.
And I was like,
so good.
And then all of a sudden I'm like,
okay, but so that still doesn't like, because is the water actually going and stuff?
Oh yeah, wet feet.
So then everyone just started saying.
Well, then I immediately was like, "No, dude, you can't. Like, don't take your phone. Like, that's weird. Don't do that." And then they're all like, "I do it."
You're like that. They're like, "That's not the weird part, Mr. Eisenhower."
Yeah,
like, you don't understand. That's the only normal part. That's the only normal thing that he's doing is taking. They're
his phone
in the shower.
Get the Snapchat while we're in the shower.
Exactly.
Yes.
We're in the shower looking at his feet in his shower.
Oh no.
Oh man. DJ, I like Jacob though. He sounds like a good guy.
Man, some of those kids like those feet pics too. So they're like, this is
exactly.
Win-win.
They're like, hey, this is a funny joke, right? A funny joke, guys.
They're like, I'm gonna go to school and make a big deal about how gross it is, so he keeps doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ew, Jacob.
Ew, Jacob. So the other day, Josiah was sick.
So have you guys ever taken your phone in the shower? Like you have to have like a place to put it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I've never dedicated a device. I just already had a thing there, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just set my phone right there.
Picked up my phone. Like I've.
Oh, you know what it is?
My phone, like right outside the shower, and like.
I remember now because I actually have some pretty funny. Okay, so I'm gonna let you get back to your story, Phil, but I'm gonna let you finish. But I can't remember the rest of that. Beyonce had the best album of the year, really. Remember when that was like as weird as he was?
Remember the first weird, crazy thing he did?
George okay, so
about black people.
So
second.
No, that wasn't weird. That was just accurate.
Yeah.
I cut my own hair. Right. Nobody's surprised by that. And when I do that,
why?
Like, what am I gonna?
Like, what's the point? What's the point of cutting it?
Oh, I mean, that's valid. It's basically transparent. It's like those rice noodles, that are clear.
rice.
Yeah.
What am I? Rice paper.
Yeah. So I set my phone on there and turn on the camera, like just turn on the front facing camera. So it's basically like a mirror.
Yeah.
So then I can cut my hair, and I'll be like listening to something, have that open, and then I'll try to like turn it down or turn it up. But when you push your volume buttons while you have the camera open, it just takes a picture. So I have like multiple pictures of my hand covering the majority of the phone, but then you can see like my shirtless body and like through the cracks in my hand or whatever. But I think that's how. And then it was like, and then I like part of why I cut my hair in the shower is so I don't get hair everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I just like take a shower. I just like
nothing bad happened.
Yeah. I like get most of the hair, throw it in the garbage, and then the rest, what's left, just goes down the drain, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'll just keep my phone going while I'm in here. That's probably how it started.
Interesting.
Which I feel like is totally normal and doesn't deserve any scrutiny.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's smart. It's a life hack.
It's a life hack.
Life hack.
I was cutting a banana for my kids earlier today, and I was thinking that if the banana is proof that a creator exists, then the pomegranate is proof that that creator hates us.
That's pretty good.
Cole, are you familiar with this? It's kind of a famous Burn Again.
It's a Kirk Cameron thing.
Yeah,
right? I don't think he came up with it, but
he's the one who made it famous amongst non-Burnigans.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is a strange.
I love that he goes that it's not him. It's like whoever the scientist that he's talking with.
Yeah.
He goes, look at the shape of your hand, and he keeps going, and he's like, and look at the shape of the banana, and look at the shape of your hand. Like, and he's like, yeah, wow.
Stupid. You know what I want to do?
What?
A game?
I want to guess that pedal review.
Whoa. Whoa. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah, I just knew I couldn't do it well, so I did it mockingly
imitation.
No, I'm saying it's like my own insecurity where you're like, if I act like I don't care, then you can't criticize me for doing it badly.
Yeah. That's accurate. I mean, that I agree with that.
That's exactly what just happened. I'm telling you that it's what happens. So if I say it first, then you can't say it to me because
I know.
I take the sting off.
Aaron. Shh. It's okay, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Shh. All right, so Cole, do you agree to Aaron's terms?
Do you agree to these terms?
I know this is like
work email.
I did that. I'm just not even an email, but I'll
it's a work sext.
It's a work Snapchat.
Okay, go for it.
They say snap. They just say snap, which.
So they say as a verb, right? You snapped me, I snapped you.
Yeah.
Check out my snap.
Snapchat.
Check out my snap.
Yeah, they don't say. Oh, like if
What's your snap?
If I said to them, "Oh yeah," so I Snapchatted someone the other day, they would all laugh at me for sure.
You idiot.
Exactly.
Well, also don't Snapchat.
They would laugh at you regardless of what you said, though, right?
Yeah. No, if I stay completely still and motionless and do not speak, then they won't laugh at me.
So what was I agreeing to with Aaron?
Oh, yes.
What were the stipulations? Oh, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay. Well, it is everyone's favorite international pedal game. Guess that pedal review.
Did I mention the fact that I'm in my hotel lobby and that's why I don't sound very good, or do I sound fine?
Well, I'm sure you sound different to our viewer. So
this is after the party. Well, this is after the after party.
Which
right now?
What?
After the party, it's the after party, and then after the after party, it's the hotel lobby.
Exactly.
Oh. Okay. Thank you, Aaron. This.
Hey, Aaron, thank you.
I just thought of something.
Oh, you guys, everybody stop. Aaron thought of something.
The weekend update. There apparently some scientists reached this thing called ignition. Are you aware of what ignition is? Ignition is where you get a nuclear reaction that creates more energy than it took to create it.
Everybody knows that, Aaron.
And so they're like, scientists reached ignition, and they're hoping that'll lead to the remix to Ignition. Because it's better than the original.
Yes.
In fact, I've never heard the original.
Are you done, Aaron?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. The first review is as follows. This is by Sakayas. Sakayas. Sockeye.
It's like someone who's really bad at English trying to suck eye ass.
Is it sockeyes, like the salmon?
SOCKEYEUS.
Oh, Sockeye US. He's the US distributor for Sockeye salmon.
Sakayas. This is a 4-star review. This pedal.
Sakayas was a wee little man.
And a wee little man was he. 5-star review titled, This Pedal Has the Secret Sauce. United States, November 8th.
Well, yeah, Sockeye US is going to be in the
2022. I was looking for a good quality, always on pedal effect that just made everything sound better. The brand name, pedal name, fits the bill perfectly. I find this pedal surprisingly versatile. While it doesn't necessarily fit in any specific pedal type, adjusting the knobs and pedal effect switch can give a wide range of usable pedal effect tones. It's surprisingly difficult to get a bad sound out of it. It sounds good, clean, or distorted. The pedal effect spans anything from barely there to massive pedal description. If this pedal were a mode on a more expensive pedal effect pedal, it wouldn't be surprising if this mode was the one that always got used. Rabia Massad's review.
Rabia Massad. You know who he is.
Rabia Massad's review in his
Rabia
No Frills Just Tone video pretty much summarizes my thoughts on this pedal. It just sounds good.
I think we've talked about this, that everyone thought his name was Rabir.
Yeah, like Robert
until
French.
Yeah, until we saw it spelled.
Yeah.
You know who Rabia is, right, Phil?
No.
He's the guy
Anderton's with the big hair.
Anderton's guy with the big hair, or like the Rob Chapman guy.
Yeah.
And insanely good at guitar.
It's a reverb pedal, right? I think it's a reverb pedal.
How'd you know?
based on everything that you said about it. Not you said, but everything you read about it.
Reverb switch, though, does it have 2 foot switches? He's saying like by adjusting the reverb switch. Is he just saying by turning it on?
Is it like a toggle switch? Is that what?
Oh, maybe so. Is it just a reverb, like reverb only? Yes. Is what this pedal is?
Is it a boutique pedal?
Some would argue yes.
Is it JHS? Is it
Walrus Audio pedal?
It is JHS.
Oh, it's JHS. Is it the 3 Series reverb?
Yeah.
It is.
Interesting. Yeah, what kind of reverb is that? Do you know? Is it like meant to emulate? That's what he's saying, right? It's not a specific style of reverb.
It's very basic. My understanding is that that's all these, right?
Yeah, but
I think it's like a
spring.
Is it supposed to be like a hall?
Hall.
I would imagine hall. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it says like it gives you more space. Let's see here. JHS pedal.
Oh, verb, EQ, and decay are the knobs, and then it has a pre-delay switch.
Oh, the pre-delay switch. Is that what you were saying by adjusting the pre-delay switch? Check out the other pedals in the 3. No, there is a hall reverb in the 3 Series.
There is.
So I think short delay.
There's also an octave reverb.
Maybe this is the hall. Well, no, I think. So what is this? Perfect. The JHS pedal. Space for your guitar. It makes me think it's like some kind of room or hall.
I'm sure that's like
all the way from small room to nearly endless washes of ambience. So now I'm wondering what's the difference between this one and the hall? Maybe there's not.
Is there a hall?
I mean, it's in the list there on this page for this one, but maybe that's the one it's talking about. Yeah, there's one called hall reverb, octave reverb, and then just called reverb. But it seems like it's a room type reverb, right?
Yeah, it's probably just like general. Oh, so the hall reverb has like a dampen knob on it and then a modulate knob on it. I'm sure it's just like a kind of nondescript.
Okay, here we go.
Reverb.
Josh's explanation was that the first reverb came out from a coding mistake, which ended up creating a unique, spacey kind of sound, while the new hall reverb is more self-explanatory and specific. So I guess it's not. This is from Reddit. Yeah, interesting. By the way, when I type, can you hear? I just got a new laptop, so I'm partially asking selfishly. Can you hear that like a lot when I'm typing? I'm typing right now. Okay, good. That's all. Okay. Okay, Phil, let's have it.
Okay.
Feed us.
Okay. The next review is by Bronson. This is a 5-star review titled Very Versatile. Review was written on.
I was waiting for you to say more words.
February 8th, 2019.
You got an oldie.
That was before COVID. The year before COVID.
I tend to use this pedal more for texture layering guitar lines underneath main riffs. It is not my go-to something that I can't say. I apply the pedal to bring out more dynamics in our band's metal music, using it rather as a cut in volume on quieter parts. Weird as it may sound, it delivers a great effect specific description type guitar sound, which I used several times during our set. It is an awesome pedal to give your bass sound, B-A-S-E, bass sound, a raw, gritty. Does he mean bass? He doesn't mean bass guitar. He means like bass layer, right?
It's your core
bass
sound.
Bass sound, a raw, gritty alternative to kick in time to time. I suggest using it for breakdowns and for leading off crunching riffs. Okay, I'm giving way too much away here. The other thing I really like about it is using it in conjunction with other pedals. Example, this pedal loves my EHX small stone phaser pedal. The pedal brand, deep swoop of a small stone.
How did they spell that?
Keeps the phaser effect cutting through the mix of the band. Alone, the phaser gets a bit lost. I've yet to flip the initial switch for that. Blah blah blah. Maybe soon. For now, I'm happy this is readily available on my pedal board.
It's like an overdrive pedal?
Yes.
Is it like meant to emulate like a certain amplifier sound?
It doesn't say emulate a certain amplifier on the pedal.
Was one of the things that you bleeped out the name of an amplifier type amplifier brand? Okay.
Oh, that's a good question, Aaron.
That's shocking.
Good, easily answerable question.
What color is it?
No, that's tricky. That's a hard one. That's a really tough question.
No, this is a very, very good question. Good question, Cole. It's green.
Oh, it's a Tube Screamer, obviously.
It doesn't say Tube Screamer on it.
Say Screamer?
Clone of a Tube Screamer?
It doesn't say clone of a Tube
Screamer.
Is it the
Bonsai?
No.
Is it a TS9?
It doesn't say TX9 on it.
TS9.
Is it an Ibanez?
Nope and nope.
Is it a Raul Ibanez?
Nope.
Is it Boutique?
No.
Boutique?
We would not call this
Boutique. Oh, is it a Nobles?
I would call that Boutique, wouldn't you?
Nobles? No.
Not the ODR one or whatever. What? I like this part of the show where we make weird noises. We talked about this, but we actually put that in our outline, in our show outline.
Yeah. This is all scripted.
Did you know that Nobles is a German company?
One of the least noble countries in history, right?
Yes.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them, along with us and England.
Those are the three.
The three bad guys. Except Germany was the real bad guy once, and then they were like, all right, guys, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were like,
we were bad.
We were the bad guy a few times, but we were the good guy a few times. So that means we were always the good guy.
Yeah.
That's the American attitude. It was very interesting. There was like a part during the Avalanche game last night where they were like recognizing some soldier or something like that. And it was very obvious, like who was like standing up and who was not standing up. And this is an interesting area because it's like Denver itself is like pretty liberal, right?
Yeah.
And Colorado is too, but there's also a lot. It's like California, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always liberal because it's like more than 50%, but that doesn't mean there isn't like a huge, especially at a hockey game, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well,
there weren't a lot of purple hairs there.
Colorado has some pockets of very conservative.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's cargo like pockets.
Okay.
Is it how many knobs does it have?
Great question, Aaron. It has 3 knobs.
What are the knobs labeled?
Oh, nice.
Output. All of them. Output. Just kidding.
Really?
That'd be cool.
Output, tone, gain.
Did you say if it's boutique?
I think you said it's not, right?
I said it's not.
Is it like very obviously not? Because it's not the plumes, right?
I would call that boutique.
Is it the Maxon? Is it the Maxon?
Nope.
805.
I feel like the plumes though. It's $99. It's a boutique company, right? But they're even like they're one that we would call boutique, but they're kind of riding that line along because you said. But you questioned if JHS was boutique, and JHS is every bit as boutique as Earthquaker, 100%.
Yeah, they're
the exact. They occupy the exact same part of the market.
Like those two and Walrus.
So you can't act like JHS exactly, and Wampler, Walrus, Earthquaker, JHS are all the exact.
Well, Wampler
same.
is legally boutique because they're legally a boutique
with a capital
amplifier. They're a boutique amplifier.
You know what? I can, Cole. I can.
I'm saying you cannot.
Do it. See if try it and see.
Okay.
We'll see who's right.
Okay.
Hope he made me the host so I can mute him.
But
Phil,
you can't do it. You can't. You tried. You can't do it. You literally could not do it. You were unable.
Yeah.
Phil's unable to say a lot of things, though. Let's be fair.
Earthquake.
You know what's weird
is boutique because all of their pedals have cool artwork. There, I said it.
True. That's fair.
JHS don't.
So this is a very is this like some freaking Moore or something? Is it like a Chinese deal?
No, it's not a Chinese deal.
Is it a Boss?
One of those is it one of those Oriental pedals?
It might be Chinese. I don't know. But
is it Boss?
It's not Boss.
Oh, is it EHX? Because he said something about the brand.
It's a green overdrive.
It's not wait, what did you say?
No, he plays it with the EHX.
I know, but he said there were like words that he cut out in there, and I wondered if he was saying like, they play nice. Which, by the way, I think any of our fans out there who want to give us a nice Christmas present, it'd be great to have just a super cut of every time Phil cuts out like pedal effect, pedal name, pedal effect, pedal type, pedal name.
What kind of is it in like a regular little enclosure?
It's a cute little enclosure.
Standard.
Oh, is it Old Blood Noise?
No,
it's not boutique. He said.
Oh, they're not boutique.
What?
No, I'm just being an idiot. I was trying to think. I was trying to think.
Keeley's also in that same level.
I was trying to think of the most boutique. Is it like is it one of the Way Huge? Is it like the Way Huge Green Rhino or something?
He said it's a regular enclosure.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Is it the freaking the Behringer vintage, the tube overdrive?
Is it
not Electric Harmonics? I already asked that.
You did?
Yeah. It's not Ibanez.
It's not Ibanez.
Is it that MXR one?
It is.
No.
MXR.
Oh, it is an MXR?
And it's, but it has the freaking, it's like the OD something. OD. Is it OD number? Drive? Is it like, does it have OD in the name?
It does have OD.
Oh, is it the OD? Garfield and OD?
No.
Is it,
is it OD? OD something?
Alpha D? No.
Is it alpha?
No,
numeric,
alpha numeric.
Oh.
Does it have letters and numbers?
Letters and numbers?
Okay.
Oh, all letters.
So that's
ODXT. Halo ODXT.
Is it like OD something or something OD?
Something OD.
Oh no.
Okay. Is it
MXR?
Classic OD?
No.
Is it a word or is it just letters? Is it a word?
Letters. It's letters that I'm sure stand for things.
Is it?
But it's so it's like an acronym.
BAOD?
No.
FROD.
Are the letters in alphabetical order or reverse alphabetical order?
In alphabetical order.
Okay.
With each other, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, how many letters are there?
First letter is D. DTOD.
No.
ABOD.
No.
ACOD.
No.
ADOD.
No. You forgot AAOD.
Well, that would not
AOD.
be. I guess that's true. Is it a BBOD?
Is that a BBOD?
Is it FXOD?
No.
It's not the FOD,
G.
is it?
It's the first letter G.
No.
The first letter is not G?
Oh, it is G.
Oh, it is?
Is it GTOD?
It is GTOD. How did you know, Aaron?
Dude, you just pulled that off top of your head.
G,
off the top.
That
Of
shit
his
came off the top of my effing head.
GT is
head,
like common letters to put together.
Yeah, Grand Touring. That's what it stands for, right? Like in cars, Grand Touring, I think.
Gran Turismo.
No, that's a video game for the PlayStation series of consoles.
What does GT?
But I think like original Grand Tourer.
Grand Tourer. Grand Tourer.
Dude, get this. We got these things. We got new dishes. I don't want to brag.
Oh, fancy.
Corel. We had the same ones that we got when we got married, and they suck. And then we had like plastic ones that get all crappy over time, you know? Mm-hmm. So we got like the Corel, just like the, normal.
Steve Carell, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they have these things called meal bowls, which are like plates, but then they come up on the sides like an inch.
We have those, and they're so.
Dude. So we had plastic ones. We had plastic ones, and that's what we would eat everything out of. So I was like, we need to get these.
I have those. For
they call them meal bowls,
like and for my children.
Lacey called them something, and I was like, Lacey, they're called meal bowls, and she's like, no, they're like halfway between a plate and a bowl. I'm gonna call them plows. Plow, Plowl, and it really rolls off the tongue. Try to say that. It's like tourer, plows, tourer.
So they're just like high rim plates.
Yeah, they're not quite as wide as plates. They're basically like they took the plate material and bent up the edges. So like it ends up being smaller footprint than a plate and also taller, but they're great.
That's cool.
They're very good. Anyways, again, I don't want to brag. They're having a 40% off sale for Black Friday.
It seems like it would be good for like
spaghetti is the number one.
Yeah, I was gonna say pasta.
Salad, perfect.
Salad,
any kind of like a taco salad. Cereal, they're a little wide. We also then have like bowls that are just like these super deep cereal.
If you
bowls.
Wanted to do like a
that's like that bowl.
Like
remember when Dennis
hot brownie with ice cream?
Yeah, when Dennis gets rear-ended and spills his cereal over himself.
Yeah.
He's eating it out of like the biggest, widest bowl ever.
I don't remember that.
You remember that episode though, right?
I do.
It's very funny.
The shape of the bowl.
Oh, well,
that's when they moved to the suburbs. Yeah.
No, it's a different one because that's when they do the whole like.
Isn't that the same one?
No,
because he's like because he's driving to work. He's eating the cereal on the way to work because he has to commute now.
Yeah, but then they have like a whole like case, like a court case about it. Is that really just the suburbs episode?
Maybe not.
Maybe it is.
I can't remember. So that's three reviews. So that means the game's over, right?
That was 2 reviews.
That was only 2.
Oh yeah, it is. It's called The Cereal Defense, and it's a different episode.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. I stand corrected. I was wrong.
Dude, it's so funny though. Maybe it's not that weird. It's like very like it flares out. No, here, I found a picture of it, and you guys are gonna. It's a wide bowl.
I saw this video of this cop yelling at this guy because what happened was this guy was walking with his wife.
That's not like a cop to yell at a guy.
The guy was walking with his wife and like 4-year-old daughter, and the 4-year-old daughter had a bag of candy and she dropped it in this yard like accidentally, and the owner of the house whose yard that was connected to the yard came out and like was yelling at them like for throwing trash on the yard,
which is like super rational behavior.
Yeah, and then he said like he was a cop. He told him he was a cop. So then the guy started recording, and he's like asked for his name and badge number, and then the dude got mad.
Yeah,
and like hit him. He like tried to grab the phone and like kind of like attack the guy a little bit. And so then they called more cops to come, and
the real cops.
Yeah. And then the other cops came, and then the the original cop was like, he goes, the uniform officers were like, he wants to apologize to you. Is that okay? And the guy was like, yeah, if you stand here with me, sure. And so the cop comes over and he goes, it's really hard for for cops to apologize, but I'm man enough to say that I'm sorry if I upset you and your wife. Like he still could not apologize.
He admitted no fault whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry really, if
I'm man enough to sit here and say
I'm sorry that you were offended.
Yeah.
Dude. Hey, can we all just agree that cops are the literal worst?
Yeah, it's so dumb. Also, like, it's hard for cops to admit they were wrong. Like, what? Why?
Exactly. You're like, yeah, we know that's part of what's wrong with our society at large.
You ran out of your own home because a child dropped a bag of candy in your yard. Out of control.
You know what else is out of control?
Anyway, I'm sorry if I upset your game.
You did.
Okay.
My game is very upset by you.
I'm man enough to admit that I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know what else is upset by you?
Is that all the reviews? Is that all the reviews?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I think we might have another couple.
We possibly might.
I'm ready to go to sleep, though, just for the record. Yeah, quit screwing around, Phil. Get with the program here.
Let the record show.
We were all ready to go.
Read another review.
This review is by Ross P.
Ross Trent.
Ross P. 4-star review.
Ross P.
Sophisticated pedal.
Of course. It was Ross Pemberton that wrote this review.
United States, December 7th, 2022. Not too long ago.
What month did you say? July?
December, Aaron.
December. I was paying attention, and it.
That's right now.
It's like a week
the
ago.
review is being written from inside the house.
December 6th. Did you say 16th?
60th.
Or 6th? 7th. Okay.
Oh, Pearl Harbor Day.
That's the 9th.
Kind of makes you think.
Pearl Harbor Eve.
Of November. So 9th of November.
All right. This pedal is more sophisticated than the average pedal.
Okay.
And it has a lot of nice features and effects.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, but it sounds great too. Originally, I was looking for a pedal effect, but I ran into this monster that has a variety of mod effects. I thought, why
like
get
MAUDE?
something? No.
Like it was an old lady?
I thought, why get something with only one effect when this has that and more? Each of these
has one and more.
are top of the line just by themselves.
There's two.
It's got a lot of knobs and it's nice to have a lot of parameters.
It's nice to have a lot of knobs.
To tweak. It might
Dude, that
be a
sounds
little
like
challenging.
that video I was watching in the shower.
It might be a little challenging to dial in the effects to how you want them at first. With so many features, it takes some getting used to. This pedal can save presets. It also can be used with an extension pedal, which is really nice. It's even possible.
High five.
It's even possible to set which parameter you'd like the expression pedal to control. The pedal can be used in mono or stereo mode via a switch on the back. That saves me from having to plug and unplug cables. Another feature this pedal
on the back
has is MIDI capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
This allows me to sync the tempo with my
what
other
are you
gear
syncing about?
and the master clock. Master clock. It can also.
He did say it was sophisticated.
It can also set the tempo for other gear. There's in and out MIDI with a 3.5 millimeter ports and it comes with a DIN adapter for the more traditional 5-pin. Really great feature. There are great sounding effects. It has pedal effect, pedal effect, pedal effect, and others.
Pedal effect. Oh, and the flex tones.
Some of them sound very similar to me, however. What? Oh, somehow some
not that they sound like he sounds. They sound to him. They sound similar to each other.
Yes.
He's like, man, some of these sound just like me. It's weird.
Some just sound like pedal effect. There are slight differences, but I wish some of them were more distinctive and dynamic. It still has top quality effects. So my complaint doesn't change my opinion. It's a great pedal. There's a lot this pedal can do. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be glad you picked it up. I usually use this at the end of my effects change, but it's a lot of fun to change it up and experiment. Thanks, brand name.
So it's actually a headphone?
Mobius?
No, because that has full size MIDI. This has like a 3.5 millimeter for MIDI.
Wampler Terraform?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Damn it, Aaron.
Is it really the Terraform?
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to think if Wampler, because the ones I could think of have like a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
That is smart to do a 3.5, even though it's like, there's such a small percentage of people who are actually going to use MIDI. Like you might as well just make them get a weird dongle, right?
But he said it seemed like it comes with one too.
Oh yeah, okay. So then then in that case, speaking of weird dongles, Phil, do you have any more reviews for us?
I think what's funny about that is
does he have a weird old dongle?
He goes, "This pedal is sophisticated, and it has a lot of features, and it sounds good."
And
so what does he mean by sophisticated?
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult to use. I think what he means is it's difficult to use, right?
Oh, he means like, yeah, like complicated.
Yeah, I think so.
Or I guess sophisticated.
That pedal is a little bit crazy.
It looks really bonkers. I mean,
yeah. It just does too much stuff, right?
It actually doesn't look like it doesn't look that complicated, but I could like
it's like a total multi-effects, right? Because doesn't it have like all kinds of crap? Like
it's just modulations.
Yes.
Chorus. It's not reverb and delay?
No.
That's right. It's this like the Mobius. It's like the Wampler Mobius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, you can get one for $195 though. That's a lot less than a Mobius.
Yeah, dude. But
a lot of the sounds just sound
dumb
like
looking.
And
they do sound like
they sound similar to me.
Well, they sound similar to you.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, one more.
I'm trying to, what does it have on it?
Everything.
Okay, let's see here. Flanger, envelope, Ottawa, dimension. Is that like a Dimension C? Probably. Chorus.
Probably. Yeah.
Harmonic tremolo, auto swell, rotary, univibe, phaser. That's a lot of crap.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's no screen on it, so I feel like presets
it just has like a little button for preset save.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to toggle through the presets.
You would just know the preset would only tell you like what type of. You'd have no like indication of where the knobs were set on a preset.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to like visualize it.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Okay, let's hear it, Phil.
All right,
I'm almost done with this whole thing permanently.
Last review du jour.
Take a permanent vacation.
What's the review du jour?
By
that sounds good. I'll have that.
Amazon customer. This is a 5-star review titled Best Special Effects Pedal Ever. May 13th, 2020. This pedal can do musical effects that are usable.
Hope so.
But everyone knows the real reason you get this pedal. The usable musical effects done by this pedal can be achieved to a greater extent by a more specified pedal. This pedal is called the blank. Listen.
How many are you interjecting all those words, or did this person actually say it can be done by a more specified pedal?
You could, all of those were part. That was word for word until I said blank.
So he offered us the alternate pedal. That's what.
So he's like, why you're buying this? You're buying it so it can do this weird thing that another pedal can do, but this one can do other stuff too. Is that what he's saying?
No, because this is the name of the pedal. Listen to the name. It is specified in making blank sounds from your guitar. LOL.
But is he talking about the pedal he's reviewing, or he's talking about another pedal?
He's talking about the pedal he's reviewing.
Oh, is it like a Key 9 or one of those B9,
there is
C9?
No other pedal out there like it. Use it however you will.
Oh, it's the Korg Miku.
I use it as a special effect to make my music more interesting.
Oh, just saying usable musical.
When a pedal can leave you laughing, enjoy after you
it's a Korg. It's a Miku.
There isn't a person alive who can say that it wasn't money well spent.
Yeah, it wasn't money well spent. Oh, I can't say it. I couldn't say it. He's right. I messed up.
Money well spent.
It wasn't. It was.
Is it a Korg Miku, Phil?
No.
Is it a Korg Miku stump?
No.
Is it a Morgiku?
No.
Is it a Sporg Deekmu?
Is it that type of pedal where it takes an input from your guitar and creates something completely different? That doesn't sound like a guitar. Is it like
your input from your guitar?
Is it one of like the B9, C9, Key 9 pedals?
No.
What was the other?
Mel 9.
No, but like it's not like, is it like the Miku in the sense that it's creating a totally different, like the sitar pedal, for example, or?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Is it a sitar pedal? No.
Yeah, but like, is it that type of, is it like a different instrument?
Is it, in other words, is it using the guitar signal to trigger another sound, or is it?
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
It's actually just changing the guitar sound itself.
Yes.
Is it a standard modulation style type pedal?
No. Some people might say yes, but some people might say
is it like a whammy or something?
Is it the Electro-Harmonix?
Oh, is it like
Splurb?
No.
What's that one called? Splurt?
Oh, that was like that movie I was watching. Some splurb.
Splurge? It's not called splurge, is it? What's the one I'm thinking of? What's that called?
I don't know. Is it a modulation of some kind?
He said some people would say it is, but
is it a well-known pedal?
No, the question, yes. The question you asked was
if it was like a standard
modulation.
The blurst, the
blurst.
Is that what it's called? Electro-harmonic blurst.
Podcast is the
electro-harmonic blurst.
Hold on, I'm about to blurst.
Is it? You said some people would consider. So it's a well-known pedal effect.
Yes.
Is it a well-known pedal?
Is it a?
Yes.
Is it?
A
Is it kind of? Yeah, I already asked if it was a whammy. But is it along those lines where like a brand name became the sound that it's making?
A brand. Wait, say that again.
Like the whammy, like it became a thing, like because that's the name of the pedal, but that also became known as like the effect. It's not a whammy, right?
No,
because I asked 5 minutes ago if it's a whammy.
Is it a Digitech pedal?
It's not Digitech.
Is it that kind of thing though, where like a, I can't think of another example.
Is it a
like a wah? I guess.
Is it Electro-Harmonix?
No.
Is it boutique?
Yawning now?
Does it have a treadle?
Most people would call it a boutique. No, it does not have a treadle.
Is it an an Earthquaker Devices pedal?
Yes, it
is. Is it an octave pedal? Is it the tentacle?
It is not a tentacle. A tentacle.
How many knobs does it have?
6.
What color is it?
This one is pink.
Is that the standard color?
I've seen it in other colors.
What's the picture on it?
Is it the rainbow? It's the Rainbow Machine.
It is the Rainbow Machine.
Okay. That is pink is the standard color,
yeah,
Phil.
That is the normal
69
one.
That's
points for Cole. That's what
that was a dumb answer to that pedal. No, to that question. You said I've seen others. Like, just answer the question. Yeah, but that's not what he's asking.
Yes.
No, you didn't say yes. You said I've seen others.
You said it's pink, but I've seen others, which makes it sound like that might not be the standard pedal.
I don't know.
You do know. That's what we're saying. That is the standard color. So quit being an idiot.
Rainbow Machine.
It's an octave, right? But it's not like
it's not an octave.
It's
I mean, it has
a standard octave.
There is like an octave element to it.
It's a polyphonic pitch mesmerizer is what it is.
That's dumb.
Well, I didn't write the copy.
Yeah, it's not even really an octave. It's like it is like a pitch shifter.
It's like repeats though. Yeah.
Yeah, but it has like what's the pedal I'm thinking of? Like a pedal that you can just turn it up like, oh, it's going up a whole step or 2 half steps.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Whatever.
Like a whammy. Or a detune or something.
Yeah.
Like tuner. Detuna.
I feel like there's a generic term for that pedal. It's just a pitch shifter, I guess, right?
It's like an arpeggiator kind of thing, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rainbow Machine was cool. Remember I did that video that was actually like pretty interesting. I don't know if the video was interesting to the watcher, but I used a spectrum analyzer to kind of figure out exactly what each knob did.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember that, but
it's a type of video that if a bunch of people saw it, some of them might think it's interesting, but very few people saw it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you know what else is?
You know what else?
I don't know.
No one has seen
and is only interesting to a few people. Is friendship.
Pics? Oh, I thought you were gonna say feet.
Dude, freaking
pics.
Paul, dude, that guy and his feet pics.
Paul?
Jacob,
freaking Jacob, dude. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for friendship.
I'm gonna go to sleep because I got to wake up at like noon tomorrow.
Second night of Hanukkah, so happy Hanukkah.
Shalom.
Also.
Is it really only the second night of Hanukkah?
I believe it started last night. Yeah.
I thought it started because I thought Hanukkah was over before Christmas.
I don't think it. I think it varies year to year because of the.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's the third day, apparently.
Okay, so Sunday night was the first.
But yeah, it doesn't end until the 26th.
Nice.
8 crazy nights, as they say.
So it's the third day.
Okay.
And
thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
And scene.
Small